everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Tuesdays with Toby. My name is Toby Frierson, and today, as promised, we're going to go over part 2 of our Be Happy series. I'll be honest, I got a lot of feedback. I really did. And your feedback has given me so much encouragement while I try to establish this platform. I told you all that we were going to focus inward, and I told you all, well, I didn't explicitly say this, but the whole intention of you all listening and going through activities with me is so you can become a better version of yourself. Because I did say that I'm on a quest to become a better version of myself. And I also said I wanted to invite some friends to come along with me. So friends, if you've been with us the last 2 weeks, you know it's that time again. Please look behind me. These are our family rules. We're going to say them together each week. Ready, read. During Tuesdays with Toby, we will use kind words. Do your best. Always be honest. Forgive and forget. Be happy. Count your blessings. Laugh at yourself. Stay positive and love one another. It is my sincere desire that as you sit here with me today, as you're watching today, that you know more about what makes you happy than you did this time last week. Because you sat down and listened to me for the 6 or 7 minutes, or you listened and actually did the activity of taking the 2 minutes and writing things down that make you happy. Mom, did you do the activity yet? I was really hoping that everyone would put pen to paper and either type this stuff out or write it down. You might ask, Toby, why was that so important? Your message last week actually put me in a little bit of a funk because I'm not in a happy place right now, and you made me sit down and think about how unhappy I am. Well, I actually did have some of that feedback as well. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't my intent to try to pull off a scab. My intent was 100% for you to think about what makes you happy so you could have some go-to activities, some go-to people or places so we could all deal with everything that life has to bring us. My everything looks different from your everything. My need to tap into my happy place and your need to tap into your happy place, it's going to look different depending on our circumstances. So honestly, I could be on a mountaintop right now, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to be in a valley next week. And if I'm in that valley next week, guess what? I need to figure out how to get out. And one way to get out is to grasp on to the things that make me happy. I appreciate those of you who gave me some feedback. I heard some things like, oh my gosh, Toby, my list is so short. I also heard I'm a member of the Happy Patrol, and I knew I was going to be a member of the Happy Patrol because I have been working on a list of things to do that I know makes me happy, and I'm holding myself accountable to that list. But lastly, I heard, oh, Toby, I'm so glad I did this activity. I have been struggling with frustration and discontentment for quite some time, and I had no idea it's because I'm not focused on anything that makes me happy. I am focused on my job. I'm trying to build a business on the side. I have a family to take care of. And I just realized I cannot do all of those things at the sacrifice of my own happiness. Thank you so much for this activity, and thank you for this message. When I tell you that I was so elated to receive that message, even though I was hurting for the friend that sent it to me, for someone to do a 2-minute activity and then to snatch themselves all the way back like that, because this person also said they were changing their schedule today. They literally gave me that feedback. This, you all, is what the Tuesdays with Toby platform is all about. I said it was about you, and I meant it was about you. Yes, I'm going to be providing the content. I'm going to be doing the speaking, but every single thing I say, and I've spent lots of time thinking about this, is to prick you. It's to spur you on. It is meant to be beneficial to you. So that's why I hope everyone did the activity. Mom, did you do the activity yet? Okay, I better keep it moving before I get myself in trouble. Let's hop right into it. My objective today is for us to do 2 things. I'm going to share my list with you as promised. And then since I want to build community here, I'm actually going to ask if you would share too. You only have to share with a number, a 1, 2, or 3. Or if you want to write something longer, of course, I would love to see your comments. But I want you all to tell me where you fell on this little scale. So I'm going to remind you again what all the numbers mean. And then if in the comment section, you guys would drop your number, that would be fantastic. So last week after you did the 2-minute activity, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back and watch last Tuesday's message. But last week, if you did the 2-minute activity and you were a 1, Toby, I'm a 1. My list was short. I actually knew it was short before I started the timer, or I was surprised that I couldn't think of other things within the 2 minutes. So that's you guys, if you're the number 1, if you had a short list. Number 2, Toby, I wrote things down. I actually do have a happy list, but when I looked at it, I'm not accomplishing enough things on it. So I have a list, but I'm not really accomplishing things on it. Those are my number 2s. And then number 3, You guys are the Happy Patrol. You had a decent list of about 10 to 12 items, and you figured out a way to carve out time to invest in that list so you're actually doing the things that make you happy. Those of you who are the threes, just know some of us might be chatting you, trying to figure out how you got to where you are, because we want some of that in our lives. So thank you so much for dropping your number in the comment section and anything else you might want to say. As we build this community, there are going to be times where I ask you to participate, and so I'm so anxious to see everyone's number. I know the suspense is killing you. I know it is, because it's killing me too. And in all honesty, I was afraid to do this activity. Things got pretty dim for me after the world shut down with COVID, and I was struggling with contentment, satisfaction, and just being happy. However, after doing the activity, I did fall into category number 3, and I am a member of the Happy Patrol, proud member. And from the exercise though, and remember, I said this was supposed to be the first thing that came to mind. So don't judge me for some of these answers. So here's my list, and here's some of the things that make me happy. Contact with students. And so remember, we talked about doing your list with work and then also outside of work. So my first 3 happy things are work. Contact with students makes me happy. I work at a university. Conducting staff meetings. That might sound weird, but if you've been in one of my staff meetings, you already know what I mean. Conducting staff meetings, that makes me super happy. Solving problems and being a peacemaker. That is like the highest level of content for me. When someone comes to me with something and I'm like, what do you mean we've been struggling with this for 4 or 5 years? Why didn't we ever fix it? So I like tackling problems. I like fixing things, but also doing it in a peaceful manner and then keeping the peace. Even if it's manufactured peace, at least folks know not to whatever. No, I'm kidding. I like real peace. Let's see. I like talking to my parents and my brothers. That makes me so happy. I said brothers. I have a brother. My parents and my brother. I love talking to them. Family gatherings. It's not something that's happening right now, but it makes me so happy. Having quiet time. Eating wings. Eating wings. Drop your favorite wing flavor in the comment. I might send you some wings. Meeting with D group. That's actually a dream group. We're actually going to have a whole episode on that at some point. Working out, that makes me happy. Water makes me happy. Give me the beach, give me a river, give me a lake. Water makes me happy. Going on new adventures and seeing new things. And lastly, cargo ships. Cargo ships, particularly entering the port of Savannah. When I see a ship coming in, when I hear that horn, I could be 3 streets over. I start the fast walk to the river so I can literally see the ship come in. When I'm on the beach, if I'm ever at TOBE Island and a ship comes in, if there's like music around me or kids splashing in the water, I need everything still for me to devote my attention to said ships. This is a true level of happiness. If you have hung out with me downtown Savannah, or if you've ever been on TOBE Island with me, you know this is the truth. Well, I don't get to do some of the things on this list as much as I used to do. There are definitely things on there that I can say I do on a daily or a weekly basis, and that's why I'm saying I'm in the Happy Patrol. But from doing this exercise, I can actually tell you when I don't have those things going on, I do tend to feel differently, or perhaps I lack the spark and the energy that I like to have. By this time, you might be asking, so what does all this mean? Well, for me, it means life's too short, and one way to take it more seriously is to invest in my own happiness. Can we collectively agree that it's not up to someone else to make us happy? I'm going to say that again. Can we collectively agree that it's not up to someone else to make us happy? Unfortunately, some of us uncovered that our lists were pretty short, and we actually don't know what makes us happy. So look how unfair that will be to say that your children, your spouse, your boss is the cause of your discontentment. Nope, I would say not. That's just not true, or at least not 100% true. It's the fact that we didn't slow down long enough to identify what we actually enjoy doing, who we actually enjoy being around, what boundaries do we need to put in place to protect our peace, and this is a big one, how much rest do we need to have in order to function properly and be alert? All of these things, I would say, play into our happiness, and they must be identified in order for us to be the best version of ourselves. As we wrap things up today, I'm going to ask you to put a date on your calendar for 2 months from now. And we're going to do a happiness check-in where we revisit the 2-minute exercise to see if our lists have expanded any, or to see if you're actually accomplishing more things on your list than you did the first time around. We didn't do this exercise for the sake of doing it. It was actually a very hard activity. So let's start doing the hard work and let's start getting happy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you back here next week as we talk about text messages and triggers.